Hi guys, welcome to the DB Games channel. Today I'm going to be playing through the first campaign for the Sinister Motives game that's just come out for Fantasy Flight for expansion for Marvel Champions. Really excited for this one. It looks brilliant. I've sleeved all the cards, so I've kind of had a bit of a sneak peek at some of the stuff going on, and I can't wait to play through this one. I was going to wait, but I just can't. So I chose to play as Peter Parker and Miles Morales because I think they're cool. And I'm playing the first campaign against Sandman. This is a level 2 card, which is the last one you have to defeat on the standard campaign, which is what I'm doing now. And I might play through the expert campaign at another point. So if you want to watch this video and give it a like, I'd really appreciate it. And if you could subscribe to the channel and leave any comments, I'd love to get back to you and know your thoughts on this one. Really excited to play this one, so let's get it to the table. So quick warning before I open this booklet. Obviously this is going to give some spoilers. If you want to play this game without ruining it for yourself or keep some secrets for yourself, then don't watch this. Play it first and come back and watch it later maybe if you want, because I am about to look at what happens in the campaign and the start. So I've already just played through the first campaign, but I forgot to read the story, so I'm going to go through that now. The first bit is about Miles Morales and Ghost Spider, as you can see on the page, in downtown Manhattan. It says, Miles Morales, there's an issue around 66th and 1st. We need you there immediately. Hey Fury, was just thinking about you. How was your trip? Did you see dolphins? Miles, take care of it. Okay, fine. We're on our way. And then we have Sandman in the Upper East Side. Ghost Spider says, go in from the left. I'll come in from behind. And Miles has got it. And as you can see, Ghost Spider's gone straight through the middle of Sandman. And Morales has got splat against the wall. So he's dazed and she is stood there looking back while Sandman is getting ready for action. So there's a few things different to this campaign. You actually have a bit of a track at the end of the book, which I'll show you without flipping through any of the rest. This campaign log, which is kind of in most of them. But you also have this reputation track as well, which is quite cool. That'll get you more stuff as you play for more points. And the first campaign starts with Sandman 1 and 2 for regular, which is what I'm going to play through. Or like normal, you can swap out your level 1 to do the level 3 for an expert campaign. And you have a main campaign scheme of hapless pedestrians that comes out, and you have in the Sandman cards, City and Chaos, Down to Earth, and your standard cards. Of course, if you want to up that to standard set 2, which you got from the expansion, you can do, or you can even put expert or expert 2 in here. And any of the modules can be removed and stuff and used for other scenarios when possible. It says the City and Chaos modular set can be used in other scenarios, but it's required to play with the Sandman one. And the standard set can be found in the Marvel core set. So you've got to have everything to be able to play this. And then you've got some other special setups. You put a public outcry environment into play, which then in standard mode you use the side text with standard on, in expert mode you use the expert mode side. Then you shuffle in the Smear campaign, which is number 175. And that's a treachery card that goes in the encounter deck, and you choose one campaign community service from 176 to 180 at random, and you shuffle that into the encounter deck. Now I ended up getting this Cat in a Tree card, which will come up in the gameplay and you'll see later on maybe. So that's the one I put into the deck at random, and I had it come out in my gameplay, so watch that to see what happens. Then you've got your victory stuff, which I'll read afterwards once it's finished. So let's flip this onto the gameplay. As I said, if you don't want to see any spoilers, then stop watching the video now. Otherwise, let's get to the gameplay. Okay guys, for campaign part 1 against the Sandman, you're starting on 32 health. I've chosen to play the campaign as Spider-Man Peter Parker and Spider-Man Miles Morales. Pre-shuffled all the cards. I've put out the special City Streets card that you have to put out for Sandman. And the instructions tell us that we need to start that with some things on it. So let's have a little look. It says that needs to have on it the City Streets we're looking at. And it tells us on here, on the thing. It says here, on the back of this, set up the search encounters deck with City Streets environment, put it into play, and put 4 sand counters on it to start with. So that helps us, well, hinders us, even helps him to burn through his cards. Therefore then, if we do get through his whole deck as per normal, you put an acceleration token out onto the main scheme, and then that's going to make things even harder for you, and you're getting more encounter cards and make the game a lot harder for us. So let's deal out our cards. I'll try and keep everything as best as I can in play on the shot, but so it goes. I've got 6 for Spider-Man, 6 for Miles Morales as well to start with. Miles starts with 9 health. He's one of the new characters in this expansion, so I'm really looking forward to trying him out. And Spider-Man has come in from the base game. I thought it'd be cool to have them both taking on some things and starting the game together to see if they can both team up to do well. I always like to try and get allies out as soon as I can, so I've got a Spider-Woman ally here, which looks quite cool. She's one of the new allies, I think. Might be old actually, but she's a main character in the Rise of Red Skull expansion. So it's really cool to try and get out. I've got some web things that do damage and get your Venom Blast ability. He's got some really cool abilities. Venom Blast gives 2 damage and stun, and Spider Camouflage gives him a tough status card and confuses the enemy. So those are really powerful things that he can do. So we'll try and get some of those out. So these cards really help. The web shot seems really cool, so I'm going to definitely try and do that. And this card, after your hero uses a basic power, you get to do his Venom Blast ability. So both of these do Venom Blast, but that one comes after for 1 cost if you do a basic attack or something. And then the other one doesn't. And he's got a swing in there, remove 4 threat from a scheme. If you pay for it using a science resource, you resolve his Spider Camouflage as well. So these 3 cards are all to do with his abilities, which are quite good. And therefore, I don't know if I'm going to get Spider-Woman out to start with. Actually, I might end up doing something to get more damage and more things on the table. So I'm looking at starting with potentially doing one of these to get damage and then get rid of some stuff. Deal 4 damage to the enemy. Pay for this card using an energy symbol, then I get to do his Venom Blast. So I'm going to do that, I think. And then I'm going to pay with those 2. One of them is a electric kind of energy resource. So that means I'll deal 4 damage to the main character, knocking him down to 28. Then I get to do the Venom Blast ability, which is on the other side, but I am going to flip over anyway to the other side. So I'm going to flip to this side. The Venom Blast ability gives 2 damage to an enemy, and then you stun the enemy as well, so he's taking 26, and that means Sandman is not going to be able to attack on his turn, which is handy. Nice way to start. And then if I pay for the upgrade, that can be used all the time, so this is going to be really handy to have the Venom Blast all the time pretty much. Get that out early, I'll be able to do that a lot. Or I could spend these 2 to get the swing in, which will remove 4 threat from a scheme, and if I pay for that we're using a science to get the camouflage. But I think this coming out for long term is more useful overall, so I'm going to pay for the upgrade for now for Spider-Man. For Miles Morales, I'm going to move his health out of the way a little bit, and then I'm going to pay for it with that card. I don't think Spider-Man looks too good. She reduces the cost to play it for every confused enemy. So no, I don't think she's that great. This card seems like it'd be good for getting the extra things out, camouflage, which I haven't actually done yet, so I'm going to keep that card in hand. And then I can use basic power, which will then give me Venom Blast, deal 2 damage and stun the enemy. I haven't got any enemies out other than the main guy. I could do that. Or I could remove some of the attack here. If you have basic power, discard power within, resolve Venom Blast. So I could do his attack. This you can attack and take off these sand counters. So if you exhaust your character you control, you can remove sand counters from it equal to the hero's attack. This is going to make me attack 2 extra with the Venom Blast. So I'm thinking that doing this gives me 4 damage, therefore I can take 4 of these off. Hopefully that's correct and I'm not cheating. But that seems like a really good thing to do because it accelerates your way through his deck, which is really annoying. Then we've got, I haven't talked about this, this gives you 4 notoriety. If you remove any, defeat any minions and any side schemes, then that goes away as well. But I haven't defeated any side schemes yet, so I'll wait till they come out. Now Spider-Man, main Spider-Man's pulled Daredevil and Mockingbird. So these are both really good to have out. The swinging web kick does a good amount of damage, so that's also a contender. Aunt May heals for 4 damage. and is a support that's going to be out for all of the games. So for one cost, it's excellent. It seems reduced the amount of threat placed on the scheme by 1. I could keep that for the end and do it to reduce threat going on the scheme this round, meaning I don't really have to worry too much about the scheme. He's going to attack, so it's not a big deal, and he's going to not be able to attack first because of the stun. So I might as well get Aunt May out, and oh, these are good cards. I want to get Aunt May out. She's really useful in the long run, so I'm going to pay for her to go out. I'm also going to want this counters that gives me the extra wild resources. I want the swinging web kick because it does good damage. That's going to be 3, and therefore I'm going to have to keep hold of it for now, but pay it later. After Mockingbird, so I'm going to pay for those with Daredevil and Emergency thing. Oh no, I'm going to keep that. I'm going to pay for Mockingbird as well, annoyingly, but that pays for these 2 cards. Oh, I could actually keep that. Pay for it using the Peter Parker power, flip over, and then do some kind of. I can do attack, or I can take down the thwart. Only 3. Yeah, I'll attack Sandman to take him to 24. Get some advantage before he gets some stuff out to help him. I will keep all of these cards. I'll use this in a minute to reduce the threat, and hopefully I'll be able to do something else in a minute to do some extra damage, and this gives me an extra resource. Oh yeah, I can use that if I want to, but at the minute I'm going to save that till next round. I also didn't do a mulligan at the start of the game, but I don't think that's necessary. So it's then going to turn to enemies turn. He will do 2 threat onto here. If I use this emergency card, it will reduce that by 1. So he's only got 1 on here, which takes us to 5. So I'll just swap these out. Then, because we're in hero form, the Sandman is going to attack. First, he would try and attack Peter Parker. Not Peter Parker, Miles Morales, because he's first player. But he's stunned, so then that will not happen. For the next attack, I'm going to defend with Spider-Man because he's got 3 defense. So he'll be able to absorb that damage. And the boost card, he gives an extra star. Boost, reveal this card. So I think I have to play this, attach it to Sandman. When you would deal any amount of damage to Sandman, you discard the sand form instead. Resolve the Surging Sands ability on the card. So I have to play that onto Sandman. So anytime I attack him next, he's going to do his ability on here where he adds 1 token and then burn a card off here. So I want to do a low level attack on him really next to try and knock that out, and then take that down as well and not do a lot with it, hopefully. Then we've got, he's going to give us both an encounter card each, so 1 for Miles and 1 for Peter Parker. Miles Morales had a sand clone, so he's going to be engaged over here with Miles. Sand clone schemes for 1 and has 3 health. When it's defeated, you resolve the Surging Sands on the city, and his attack is equal to the number of sand counters. So this going up is really bad if you've got a sand clone out, so we need to watch that, try and get rid of it. Oh, and then we've got a side scheme over here, which I'll put with the Sandman. So this gives us extra cards when we do our encounters. Place X additional threat here when X is equal to the number of sand counters on the city streets. When revealed, luckily there's nothing on city streets, so it's only going to start with 2 thwart on it. So if we can thwart next and try and get rid of that, that's going to be really good. Remembering that Spider-Man's already exhausted, so he's only getting 3 cards in his hero form, where I picked Nick Fury, Black Cat and a Helicarrier. And then I need to get 4 more cards for Miles Morales, this character. Nice, I've got Young Love, so he can team up event here with Gwen Stacy, but I haven't got Gwen Stacy in the game, so that's going to need to be used, but it's a wild resource, so it's good. And double strength, so I've got 2, nice 3 there. The swinging's worth 2. He's got a web shot, deal 4 damage if you pay for it using any electric symbol. Then you do the Venom Blast again, which gives you 2 damage and stun. That seems like a great thing to do. get the stun. Dum Dum Dugan, he's expensive, he's 5 cost. So you would think for 5 cost he's going to be excellent. It says when you use one of Dum Dum Dugan's basic powers, exhaust up to 3 shield cards. So cards with shield written on. I haven't got any in his hand here. I've got one over here, Nick Fury is a shield card here. But haven't actually got any out yet. There's obviously Spider-Woman as a shield as well. You control for each one you exhaust, you add +1 to that power. So he can attack for 3 damage and he can do that 3 times. But if you've got shield cards out, you could maybe get another 3 on top of that. You could potentially get him doing 6 damage. At the minute I've got none out and I've got none in my hand. So he's most probably going to have to be used to pay for other stuff. So are the other. So there are those other 3 cards. So that gives me a total of 4 for 4. If I pay for either of those with either electric or science, I get camouflage or the venom blast. So I might play for them in a minute because it's not his turn first, is it? So Spider-Man's turn, he's getting an extra resource as well because he's got these counters. Could potentially put a helicarrier in, which also gives me a chance to reduce the cost of a card by 1 no matter what the card is. And basically that and that together could give me a free card if I can get it out. Nick Fury is quite good. Mockingbird is also decent. Stun the enemy. And then the damage for the 3. So quite a choice. The helicarrier is good. Drops cost of cards really well. So we get him into play maybe. But then I can't do much threat or attack with Peter Parker because he's already exhausted. So I'm thinking get a character out. Black Cat. After you play Black Cat, discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Add each card with a printed science resource discarded this way to your hand. So I'm going to spend one of these tokens to do it. And I'm going to put that out as an ally for Peter Parker. And then I'm going to spend, I have to spend one of the other cards to do it. Nick Fury is pretty expensive, so I'm going to spend him. And then that leaves me, after I play Black Cat, I discard 2 top cards from my deck. Any with science on, go into my hand. Nope. No, don't get them. Don't get either of them, which is a shame. And it's just burnt through 2 cards quicker than what I wanted. I can either put these down. I can't actually play any of these because they're all 3 cost, so that really didn't go in my favour. Didn't really work that very well. So these are going to have to stay here. And then get them out next time. He can't do anything. She can attack off war. Oh, she's got no damage when she attacks. I did not know that. She doesn't do a lot of damage, but she doesn't lose any health when she attacks, so that's great. So I'll do that. Attack with her onto Sandman. That will get rid of this card, which will when I would deal any damage. Sandform instead. Resolve this. Get rid of this, and then so resolve the Surging City Sand. So you Surging Sand, you put 1 counter on here, then you discard 1 card from here. I got rid of Rhino. Yes, he's a pain in the backside. That was a good draw. I'm very happy with that. He's an 8 health card, and he does 3 attack. And his attack gets overkill and piercing, so he's actually really good. So I'm glad he's gone. He can do 1, thankfully. I can then do some stuff where this should be re-stood up. After you hear his basic power, I can discard. Oh, discard this. This should have been discarded before, so get rid of that. So that's not a longer in his attack. I thought that was a bit too powerful. But I can pay one of these, get them in, and I can do both of those, can't I? So if I pay for, which one do I want to do? Stun. I want to do Venom Blast, which comes on this Web Slinger shot. So I need to pay for it with an electric, which I don't have. I have a wild, so I'm going to say that that's electric. Therefore I'll do 4 damage to my Sandman enemy. I'm going to take so I'm going to do the other thing in a second. So Venom Blast gives me 2 extra damage off him, so he's knocked down to 18. Then I can give him the stun card, stop him hitting anyone. And then I can also use Spider-Man's Miles Morales' thwart ability to remove these 2 threat from here. This side scheme is then done, therefore one of these notoriety tokens also comes off. And then I can play Swing In for 2, which is the double strength one I'm using. Remove 4 threat from a scheme. If you pay to this card using a science resource, you can use this camouflage, but I didn't. I used the punches, double punches. So I can knock that down from 5 to 1. Then we have quite good start to it. Well, obviously we're going to get either schemed on or hit by him, and it's Spider-Man. So these all stand up again, readied. This can be readied as well. And then we give our threat to the main scheme of 2. This can go up to 18, so at the minute we're doing alright. We were on 3 altogether. Then we have the attack on Spider-Man, which he cannot do because he's been stunned. Do I want to defend the next attack, or can I take the damage? Haven't got any allies to take the damage. I'm going to have to defend with Spider-Man, I think. I'm hoping he's got a card that will re-stand him or something. But attack of 2 plus 1 to attack of 3, so he's still taking 1 damage. Drops him down to 8. And then a card each, so there's encounter card. So Peter Parker, he's got a treachery card. It says, peril, while you are resolving this card, other players cannot help you. You're revealed to choose either place 1 acceleration token on the main scheme, or exhaust the character you control and spend 1 resource of any type. So I'm going to exhaust the character that I control, because she only does 1 damage, and then I have to spend the resource, so I can turn this card. Or should I spend one of these? I don't think I'm going to get one of these out because they're all 3s. I'd like to get Helicarrier out next turn, so I'm going to get rid of Mockingbird, unfortunately. So that's that done with. That's it gone, really. Next for Miles Morales. Treachery says, reveal. When revealed, if in hero form, the villain attacks you. So I've already defended. He's going to attack me for 2. Don't think I had a boost on when it's an attack like this. And then that's that one done with. So not tremendous, not terrible, could have been worse. And then first player token back over to Miles Morales, who's going to have to take up his full 5 cards. He's got Agent 13 as an ally. After she attacks or thwarts, you choose a shield support and you ready that support. So if I can get a shield support out like Surveillance Team, I can get that going. Or if this support a field agent, I get 3 counters. An ally would take any amount of consequential damage, exhaust that to prevent 1 damage. So that might be useful. Both of them could be good. But she costs 4, so I can't really do much with that. So I can play her though, maybe play all 4 of those out, or play the web shooters like Peter Parker's got to give me extra wild resources, which are really good. And then it's Arachnobatics, deals 2 damage to an enemy. If the enemy has a stun status card, you deal 3 damage. So because Miles Morales is exhausted, I can still use his ability here. So I'm thinking I can do his special ability and stun him, and then maybe play that card as well. So I want to try and get those 2 out. I might keep Agent Shield in hand, play that for that, yellow to the yellow, so I'll play 1 there for the upgrade to get 3 counters for wild resources. I could then, if I wanted to, I don't think I'm going to get Agent 13 out, which is annoying. I could play that to deal, that would cost me 1. Or play these 2 to do that. No, I'll just do that for now to play Arachnobatics, which deals 2 enemy damage to an enemy. And I'm going to do this first, aren't I? I'm going to stun it, deal 2 damage, and stun the enemy. then I'm going to pay for this Arachnoback. So deal 2 damage to enemy. If the enemy has a stun status card, deal 3 additional damage. So that gives him 5 extra, down to 11. And then we've got the stun. All I've got now I can do really is play Spider-Man to do an attack or a thwart or something. I think it would be a good idea to potentially thwart with Spider-Man or attack. He's only going to do a little bit of thwart because we're attacking again, so I'm going to attack him for 2, knock him down to 9, try and get this stage 1 done. We are playing on standard mode as well, so I'm not going for expert on my first turn. Equal to number X equal to... Oh, he's going to attack for the sand thing as well. I should have looked at that before. But Miles Morales is going to get attacked first after this. 5 goes on to here. No, it's the 3. These are all stand. Miles isn't going to get attacked because he's stunned, so that stunned is gone. Spider-Man is going to take... He's going to take defense. So 2 attack plus 2. And luckily his obligation doesn't get shown now, it's just comes out if it's an encounter card, so that gives him 4. He blocked 3, so he can take 1 damage. Actually, that was stupid. I've got Aunt May who can heal him for 4. Don't know why I did that. So that shouldn't have been done. That was silly. And then he's going to give us encounter cards. Encounter. Miles Morales has got Sandslide. When revealed, place 2 sand counters on the city streets, then resolve its Surging Sands ability. If at least 1 Sandman card was discarded this way, you are stunned. So I'm going to surge in, place 2 sand encounters on the thing. Then I have to do the actual Surging Sands ability. The Surging Sands ability says you place 1 sand counter on it, and then you discard that many cards. So there's 4 cards going to discard. If it's what was it, a Sandman card, so I've got 2 of those have been discarded, then I am stunned, which is a bit annoying. Can't attack then with Morales next, but I can still thwart and defend, which is handy. And then that will go into this card, and then my encounter over here is another side scheme called Dirt Trap. It has 1 encounter on it, and it is one of these cards that you can only take threat off first while it's out, where it says when defeated resolve the Surging Sands ability on city streets, and then you resolve it again, so you're going to do it twice. So I need to take these off here because that's going to rapidly run through his deck. Now I've got 4 up on that, so that's going to be my main priority for this round, I think, trying to get ahead of that. So let's switch to Spider-Man, Peter Parker. Oh, he's been defending. He can take 3 more cards. So I now have Helicarrier, Webbed Up, the Swinging Web Kick, and a First Aid thing, which means I can heal people. I think what I need to do is a bit of damage. So to have a damage, I get the Helicarrier out to reduce my cost. I think I should... I need to be able to attack, but I can't attack with him. So I can't attack with Miles Morales either. And Miles Morales is going to end up with 4 more cards as well. See if I can get any... Well, if I can get Ghost Spider out, maybe I can. Logistics, Snoop Encounters, and look at the top 4 cards of deck. Agent. So I think I'm going to have to get Ghost Spider into play. Once she leaves play, you search your deck for an identity specific event and add it to your hand, and then shuffle them. So that's pretty good. So he's definitely going to be able to get her out and then do some attacks on that City Streets thing. Get it down. So I'm going to do 1 attack with Black Cat, which drops it down by 1. I'm going to maybe thwart to take off this Dirt Trap stuff. It just says 1 on it. I don't really understand why that would stay out. So 1 on there should be either removed by someone or supported. Attack of 8, and he's gonna do I can knock Sandman down to 1 if I can get this done. Or I can wait and do these 3 to I'll save these 2 actually, spend the green there to put my and both of these first aid and that gone. Either do damage or get the helicarrier out to save me costs going forward. I think the long game is a good idea to get the helicarrier out. And I've got my web upgrade there ready for later on. And then I've got 2 really damaging cards here that are going to be 1 cheaper next round. So I could potentially do 16 damage in 1 turn next round if I've got those ready. I'll leave them there face up. That's pretty much all all Spider-Man Peter Parker can do. Then I'm going to try and get Ghost Spider out. I can obviously pay for 1 of a cost with one of these, and then pay for 2 with the Genius card maybe, unless I've got cards that require science, which I haven't this round. So that can pay for Ghost Spider to come out. I can then do 2 attack. How do I attack the clone? Oh, I forgot to attack with the clone before. So that would have done some serious damage, wouldn't it? I'm gonna say it. So I think it was 4. So it's gonna knock him down to 2, which kind of makes me upset that I've got rid of the healing. So at least I noticed that. So now do I try and kill him or do I stick without? Don't think I can. Control. I don't have any shield cards I control, so I need to do this. Yeah. So my other things I can do is I can get rid of these 2 cards to play this support card, which gives me 3 tokens on it. I'm going to spend 1 straight away to take a threat off the scheme. So that will get rid of this. Which will put him in the thing there. That'll knock that down to 2 as well. So the response I mean, from here. Okay. Then I think I need to do an attack maybe. She's only got 2 attacks, so it's not going to kill the sand clone. She's going to do loads of damage and loads of rubbish stuff. So I can try and attack the minion for 2. No, I need to take this for 2 off here before any other abilities can't start wrecking me. Then that takes his attack value down anyway. And then I can't do a lot with Spider-Man here other than either try to attack to get rid of the stunned thing or thwart for 2. I could flip over and do some healing maybe. That might be a good idea. I can do stun. I don't feel like I need stun. I can give Spider-Man a tough status card and confuse an enemy. So I'm going to take tough. I'm going to confuse him. I'm going to flip over to Miles' side. Oh, if I hadn't done that, I could have, after the change to this side, I could have shuffled the Spider-Man card from a discard pile into my deck. I think I get to do that anyway because it's a response. So, Spider-Man card from a discard pile. See what we've got. That's a Spider-Man card, Arachnobatics. Swing in as Spider-Man, Web Shoot. Just trying to see what we've got. Hopefully it doesn't matter. I pulled all these out. So we've got Web Shot with the 4 damage and then get the Venom Blast. After you hear, use a basic power, resolves Venom Blast. Web Shot again. Swing in and Arachnobatics. I think this is quite good when you can get the damage on him for get 5 damage and if he's confused or stunned. But this does 4 damage and does the Venom Blast thing, so I'm going to take the Web Shot card and discard into your deck. So from the discard, so change to shuffle 1 Spider-Man card from your discard pile into your deck, so that's going back in. Right. So these are going to have to be shuffled a little bit. Okay, that'll have to do. And we have nothing left to do, I don't think. So he's going to heal for 4 because he needs it. Take him back to 6. And then Peter Parker is main character. Be when he next threats or schemes. Get rid of this. Confused. So no threat scheme. He's going to attack. Oh, wait, he should be switched it up. And I should really draw my cards as well for the characters. 1, 2, 3. Oh, nice! I've got double. I've got the Power of Justice, which generates double the number of resources when you pay for a yellow card. Not that I've got any out at the minute. And a 3 damage attack. So these cards are good. Plus I've got the 1 card cheaper, and I've got 1 counter left on my web shooter. So I'm getting 2 extra costs really for what I've got, which is great. Next hand, Miles is in. Here's Miles Morales, so I'm getting 6 cards, which can be crucial sometimes to make sure you get 6 cards. I chose not to take out Spider-Man Peter Parker from Miles Morales' set because this is the base set it comes with, and I wanted to see how it played. So apologies if you think that's a bit stupid, but I wanted to have him there just to see how it worked. We've got the multiverse, so maybe it's fine. This Gankily card is exhaust Gankily. You draw 1 card. If you're in hero form, you choose and discard 1 card from your hand. And we've got Web Shot there for dealing 4 damage and blast. So that's what I wanted before to come out. I'm definitely going to get that into play, and most probably put Spider-Man into play next time. Haven't got any interrupts for attacks and things, so that will help me decide what to do next. Sandman's going to attack Peter Parker first. Now, Peter Parker's got plenty of health, so I'm not going to block with him. And Miles Morales has got a tough card, so he doesn't need to block, he'll just lose the tough card. So the bonus onto that is 2 extra, so he does 4. Spider-Man's getting 4 damage, but he's not really bothered. He can flip to alter ego, and Aunt May can heal him up a lot. And we've got the +1, so 3, tough card gone. And then we are back to giving each other an encounter card. So encounter. The Peter Parker one, if I'm in hero form, which the villain and each minion engaged with you attacks. So he's going to attack me for 2. There's no minions engaged with this character yet, so he's down to 3 health, which means he's definitely going to have to flip and do some healing, which is a bit annoying, but that's that one. And then this last one, another minion for Miles to deal with. 3 health. It says spend the punch resource to deal 3 damage to common criminal. If it's defeated this way, choose to either draw 1 card or remove 3 threat from a scheme. So, alter ego action. I'm not in alter ego. Oh, I am in alter ego. And it gets surge as well, so it gets another card, which when revealed, search the encounter deck, discard pile, set up area, and removed from game area for a copy of your obligation, then reveal it. During that reveal, if you change to alter ego form, discard 1 random card from your hand. If your obligation was not revealed this way, this card gains surge. So I've got to search the encounter deck and the discard pile for my obligation. So that's a bit annoying. Then reveal it. So obligation. Don't know if it's come out yet. Keeping secrets. I think this is the. Yep, that's the Miles Morales one. Then what happens? I assume I have to shuffle this stuff and remove from the game area for a copy. And remove from area game for a copy of obligation. Then reveal it. Yeah, so draw that reveal. If you change alter ego form, you get screwed over. So that's a bit nasty. I've done that. I can go in there. So Miles Morales, you get to either exhaust Miles Morales, removing keeping from secrets from the game, or discard Gankily and Jefferson Davis from play. If neither was discarded this way, the card gains surge. So to remove it, keeping secrets from the game, I'm going to have to exhaust Miles Morales, which is fine. Don't mind too much. Bit annoying, but could be worse. At least I've got Ghost Spider fighting with him. And then we've got stuff coming out next round as well. I'm going to get Spider-Man involved just to mess people up and to be annoying for anyone who doesn't think that's a good idea. So, first player action over. Then we've got some Peter Parker coming in because he can and he's awesome. Not that he should really be able to because he's over here as well. But that's going to happen. That's the worst that can happen. And then I'm going to play the event to... I'm going to flip over first to Spider-Man side, I think. I do want to heal. Threat's not too bad at the minute. I'm going to do this. The Venom Blast action then allows me to do 2 damage and stun Sandman, so he won't really damage me anyway. So I'll do that. I'll do 4 damage. This takes him down to 5. Then I'm going to... I did pay with the electric, yeah, so that gives me the Venom Blast. Gives him 2 extra damage, knocks him to 3. And then that also gives him a stun card, which is handy because I need the health. And then I'm going to use some of this stuff to try and pay for other things. I could have paid for one of these resources actually with something else. Too late, I didn't do it now. That's going to remove 1 threat from a scheme. Might as well do that now. Got that to 4. I can attack. I've got 2 attacks here potentially. The thwarts are not fully necessary. I want to attack for 1 over here to take that counter off there to remove the city thing, and her attacks are fine. I want to try and kill off a minion as well and get rid of some of these notoriety things. So that could give me, or I could kill him and take him on so that then Peter Parker can try and knock him out for 16 damage here as well. Try and really give him a bit of a whack in this round. He's got 3 health, so I can either do that and change or wait till Peter Parker's go and I'm trying to get 1 extra damage. Can't really see an extra damage when you try to draw. I shouldn't have done that, the city thing. I'm gonna, because I've reversed that decision. If I can do 3 damage with these 2, then I can do 3 with one of them and knock them out instead. If I pay for that with a punch card, so I haven't got any punch cards in with him, so it's fine. So I can't do that. I can attack these 2. Don't really do it. He's doing no scheme and he's doing extra attack if this goes up, so that's going to be a 9, I think. So I'm going to knock him out, and then that takes 1 of these off here as well. Gives Ghost Spider a damage and Spider-Man a damage. So that was nice. After Spider-Man attacks or thwarts, you choose another Web Warrior character and you ready that character. So I could then get rid of my stun card with Miles Morales or get Ghost Spider again. So maybe I'll ready him. Try and attack to get rid of this for next round in case it's annoying. And then I've got 1 minion left engaged, and I can either kill that minion or I can take Sandman down now and knock him into the next stage first, which is what I think I'm going to do. So Peter Parker, the real one, not the fake one over here, is going to do 3 damage on to Sandman, which means I knock Sandman out from level 1. It becomes stage 2. So this will be the last part. I have got the stage 3 card there, but I'm not going to go in. It says, when revealed, resolve the Surging Sand's ability on city streets. He has Sandblast. It says, forced interrupt. When Sandman attacks you, that attack deals indirect damage. If your identity takes any amount of damage from that attack, resolve the Surging Sand's ability on the city streets. So ideally I want to stop him from attacking like before I was trying to, because he's going to keep doing this and it's going to absolutely wreck us. So if I can keep stunning him and helping that way, it's what we need to do. Indirect damage means it can be placed amongst any hero of that you play in your control. So both of my heroes here could get damage. I can spread the damage as long as it doesn't kill someone and then not spread it elsewhere. It's a bit annoying. And then I've killed him and he's now at 18 hit points. So that'll give us 36 for 2 players, or 2 heroes. Then I need to try and sort out this stuff, and once he's revealed, I need to put 2 on there and burn 2 of his cards, which was Threat or Menace and Assault by the standard card. We're in quite a good position, I think, from here. If I can spend this to drop the cost of a card, I can then use this double resource to pay for Swinging Web Kick, which does 8 damage to any enemy. So we got down to 28. Completely went the wrong way then because I'm not awake. Then I can either spend both of these and this. I think the best course of action would be to do that. So then that's then in discard, and the event, these 2 cards give me another 3, then to do another 8 attack. That is a whopping 16 damage. Woocha! Spider-Man is kicking your ass. And then he's still stunned, so he's not going to attack Miles, which is good because I need the health. This enemy will attack for 1 once it's done, but let's go through the main end stuff there. And we've got 2 extra threat, which will knock this up to 6 from 4, yeah, so I've got 5 instead of the 3. Then we're going to have Sandman try and attack, but he's stunned, so he can't attack over there. He could attack Peter Parker, who I have not stood up yet, but am I going to defend or not is the question. I could defend. Wait. Could defend, and that'll give me less damage, and he's on 3. I have to defend. Yeah, I'm going to have to defend with Spider-Man, I think, to get the 3. He's got 3 damage. When Sandman attacks, he attacks deal indirect damage, so I can choose where it goes. I could give it to Miles Morales if I wanted to, and then try and avoid damage next time. So maybe that's what I'll have to do, depending on what this is. This is giving me 3 attack plus the 2 bonus boost damage. So that's 5. So I could give it to Spider-Man. He would then be down to 1 health. But I can do Aunt May, and I can turn him over and do it. I can do his stuff, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to just take it on Spider-Man. Hope for the best. So if he gets damaged, your identity getting that damage of that attack, you'd resolve the Surgeon's Hand's ability. So yeah, he's got to take damage, so put 1 on there, get rid of 3 cards. Now that's starting to really accelerate through these cards. There's not tons left. We need to then do our obviously our cards for each character. Hopefully it's not too bad. Got another common criminal here. Oh, I forgot to attack with this criminal, so they're going to do 1 damage on here. I'd take that, not too bad. I got 1 damage. Before I drew these, should have done that. Then I've got Spider-Man, Peter Parker. He's pulled out a side scheme, which has given us an acceleration token on the side scheme and 3 threat for each person, so this is 6. It says you cannot thwart this scheme. Alter ego action, spend 2 resources of any type and remove threat from this scheme equal to your alter ego's recovery. If your identity has the civilian trait, then you can also draw 1 card. So that's a bit nasty. We're going to move back to Peter Parker being first player. He's defended, so he can't actually do his recovery action. But we can have Aunt May do her healing action for him if he turns over to 4. And we can use his science ability. I should have drawn his cards first. He would have only had 5 because he was on hero form. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. Our Miles Morales hero. We've got some of these cool things that do damage on the web counters again, and Monica Chang, who might be good to have out on the board if I can get any of these things done. So I can spend 2 resources of any type to remove threat from that up to the recovery. So I could only do 3 here. If I turned over, I could do 4, and I would take the acceleration token away, which is most probably what I'm going to do because acceleration tokens are horrible. After I change this form, I can shuffle my Spider-Man card into my deck, so I'll take that one. Put it in. Shuffle these a bit. Right, okay, let's do that. He can then I'll have to exhaust it as well, I think. Send 2 results to any type, remove threat in the scheme to your alter ego recovery. Oh no, I don't have to do that. He can still do it if I'm going to spend 2 resources. So I've got the web kick, and I can spend. Oh god, I'm going to do that then. I'm going to spend these 2 resources to take 3 off here, which knocks it down to 3. I do not want to accelerate, it's really bad. I can also then do the same on Miles Morales' side, and I can get 4 recovery on him as well, take him back to 9. I'm not worried about his health. Then I can spend 2 of these if I want to. I think what I want to do. Double life is cool. Change your form. If you paid for this card using a punch result, you can ready your identity. So I could change him back and ready him as well, which would be quite good if I use a punch. I'm thinking potentially punch for that. Save Arachnobatics maybe. That does my spider camouflage though, which is good. So yeah, I'll take that card still. Pay for them. I will then take this off here and get rid of this. That also takes rid of that, which I think will, don't know if that removes it from the game or not really sure how that works. So victory uses after a minion on side game is removed, defeat, remove a counter. So that's been removed, I think. So that is gone, I believe. But anyway, I'll put it there in case it comes back or we need it for something. I'll put it up to the side. Then I can pay for Arachnobatics to deal 2 items. If the enemy has stunned, they add 3. I can't get a stun on him now. Unless I can, actually I can use that to discard and get rid of a threat. I can pay for discard the event to change my hero form. And if I paid using a punch, which I've just done the wrong way around. Oh no, paid for it with a punch, yeah, that's fine. I can flip it and restand my main character. Then I can do the 2 damage and stun. The 2 damage and stun onto a man up here, stop him attacking as much. Stun. Then I need to pay 1 resource to do this card, which will give him 2 damage plus 3 damage because he's stunned, so that knocks him to 13. We are at 13. Spider-Man's going to do 8. I potentially can do 4, 5, 8 damage with this. This is going to kill him. Now I'm wondering if there's anything else I can do to reduce give me better win conditions, but I think I'm going to end up killing him if I just do this. So I'm going to just do 2 attack, 2 attack. Both of these got 3 health, so they're still in the game. And then that knocks him down by 4 to 9. Wrong way. Okay. Then obviously 1 attack from the Black Cat knocks him to 8. Then we are in Peter Parker's territory, and we have the double genius and the helicarrier, I guess, to exhaust for the 1 cost, to then do 8 damage and beat the Sandman. That is it. We have smashed through the Sandman's defenses onto the next level. Really enjoyed playing as Miles Morales and Peter Parker. Miles Morales has got really cool stuff with the stuns and the confuses and toughs and things, and they're really useful. Sandman was a cool guy to fight as well. Once you get your victory conditions, it tells you to go to the back, and if a campaign community service 176 to 180 side scheme is in the victory display, record its title in the community service section. So any cards between 176 and 180, if they've gone into they've been defeated, or then they go into the community service section. So I don't think I had any of those. I think if they would say on them, they are normally side schemes. I did knock out a couple of side schemes. That's 68. That's 127. That's 177. So that should have gone into the record its title in community services. That'll go in the services. Any more side schemes? We've got 69. No, so that was the only one we took out, but that's going to go into our community services thing at the back of our book, which then gives us our reputation track here, which gives us stuff. And you do them by hitting these conditions at the bottom. So if you've got, you get 1 if you've got victory points in the victory display. So 1 for every one you've got. Haven't got anything in the victory display, I don't think, other than this kind of tree card, but I don't think that counts. No side schemes in play. Well, this one I've just took out the deck to put on the thing. There's no side schemes here in play, only the main scheme, so I'll get 1 for that. There's less than 1 acceleration token per person in play, so I'll get 1 for that. There's no minions in play. There is 2, so I won't get that. If there's no threat on the main scheme, there's 5 on that, so it is. And if I have no defeated identities, so none of these have been defeated, so I will end up with 3. So for now, I'll get 3 of these, and you can then do these extra things once you get these bonuses, I think. This is deal 3 campaign shield tech upgrades at random to a player. That player may choose one, add it to their deck for the rest of the campaign, and you record that on your tech section in the campaign log, then return the others to the collection. So this is going to help buff up your characters and give them some stuff, which is really cool. And when you've got 1 of these, you can choose 1 Osborne tech attachment at random, record its name in the Osborne tech section of the campaign log. So you get an Osborne tech and a shield tech, and that is awesome. And it says set up, shuffle each card recorded in the Osborne tech section of the campaign log into the encounter deck. So that's going in the encounter deck, so maybe that's going to help you with your encounters, I hope. Maybe it's going to make things worse now in this game. But yeah, that was a really great playthrough, really enjoyed that. So let me know what you think on this one. I'm going to be playing through the whole campaign. If you enjoyed the Sandman, please let me know. If you think me having Spiderman, Peter Parker there, and there is stupid again, please let me know. And give me a suggestion on what else to play it as. So I'll see you on the next gameplay for this one, which will be part 2. And I will read through the description at the start of that video and then start on it next time. So see you on the next video. Thank you guys.